years of no smoking. 10 smoke-free years. After smoking for 18 years, I have now been smoke-free for a decade, which is awesome. So I'm going to tell you the story about how that happened. And before that, I have to tell you, I mentioned, I think it was in a Goodwill shopping video not too long ago, that I picked up a copy of Black Swan at Goodwill. I'd always kind of wanted to see it, but I hadn't seen it. And several people said, oh, you will not believe it. You're going to be blown away by this movie. Oh, I hope it's not too racy for you. Bitch, I have 2 kids and I've been married 3 times. Ain't nothing too racy for me. I have to say, overall, I did enjoy the movie. It was good. It was really interesting. Although I felt bad for Natalie Portman's character. Like, the poor girl just could not have an orgasm. Like, will you please let her have her orgasm, for God's sake. Finally, it was like, thank you. You know, it was like the dark side, you know, in her own psychotic break, giving her one. But still, it counts. Overall, the whole time I was watching it, I remembered I took this creative writing class in college. And you had to write for the class, you know. The professor would give us different topics and we would have to write things. And honestly, this sounds like something one of my classmates would have written for that class. I mean, it was okay. It didn't blow me away. It didn't scandalize me. I wasn't sitting there just flabbergasted by it. I mean, it was just, I mean, it was okay. I probably won't watch it again. When I buy movies like this, you know, I'll watch it once, and if I think it was really good, I keep it. You know, I'll add it to my DVD collection. This one, I probably won't ever watch that again. I mean, it was okay, but it was just okay. Didn't blow me away. I really do respect the amount of work that clearly, you know, these actors put into being able to play these roles. I mean, if you saw this movie, did you feel kind of oafish and big and clumsy after you finished the movie, after watching these little people? These tiny little strong, graceful people. Did you just feel kind of big and oafish after that? Because I felt like Shrek. I mean, I was sitting here in my room watching it, and I got up and just lumbered down the stairs. I felt like Shrek, for God's sake. I just felt big and sort of like a doofus for about a half hour after I finished the movie. Anyway, yes, I haven't done much else today. I put some caulk around the faucets in the 2 tubs in the bathrooms up here. I did that, and at 8 a.m. this morning I was at a boot camp exercise class, wanting to die because it was really hard today. But yeah, I want to tell you a little story about me quitting smoking. And if you've been around for a while, you've probably heard it before, but I'm going to tell you again. Okay, I started smoking when I was 18 because I was stupid. We all do stupid things, especially when we're young. You know, the part of your brain that controls judgment in most people does not fully develop until you're about 25. So you're more prone to making really stupid decisions. Just be careful if you're young. Stop and think about what you're doing because your brain is not ready for it. I was a freshman in college, and I had a roommate who smoked. And we would go out drinking, obviously not in a bar, and certainly not for real. This might be made up because we certainly wouldn't be doing that under 21. So anyway, allegedly we might have gone and, you know. So I would only smoke if I had been drinking. Not that I would actually do that. This is just a story. And pretty hasn't gotten better. I know people who have told me, I quit smoking and my cravings eventually went away. No, I mean, they still, every now and then, it will hit me out of nowhere, and it is really bad. My dad quit smoking in 1985, and he told me, he said, I still have cravings to this day. I mean, I cannot imagine. He said it has never gone away for him either. Alright, so I smoked off and on, more on than off, from the time I was 18 until I was about 37. So, 19 years. And when I was 10 years ago, I had a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old, which sounds crazy. My God. They were very small. I was divorced, and things were rough. I mean, it was a very stressful time, and it had been a very stressful time for quite a while. I was working full time. Let me see. I was a paralegal at that point, working full time doing that, supporting the kids on my own. I wasn't getting any help at all, and well, I was okay, but we weren't living lavishly, and so it was very stressful. And when I smoke, I get sick a lot. I do. I get bronchitis at least, usually about every 6 months or so. I would get bronchitis and just get really, really sick. Sinus infections. I caught every cold that came along. Everything made me sick. I guess because it weakens your immune system. And there was this doctor's office, like a family practice kind of place, 5 minutes from my house, and it was also an urgent care facility at night and on weekends and holidays. So during business hours, you can make appointments, just like a regular doctor's office. But they also had the urgent care facility available as well, so it was really super convenient. And my 2-year-old was in daycare, my 6-year-old was in elementary school, and kids catch every little thing that comes along, and then they bring it home to you. It's so sweet. They want to share their petri dish of germs with you, and they do. And so I had been there. I had taken my kids there. We had all been there, and there was this one doctor in there. I still remember her. She's not there. I don't think she's there anymore, but we don't live in that area anymore anyway. But I still remember her. She was awesome, and I'm gonna tell you why. So she had seen us, and she was always really nice, very friendly, and she would remember, how are your kids, and she would ask them questions and just talk to them and stuff. And so this would have been September 3rd, 2011. I was very sick. I was very, very sick. I grew up with, my dad was a very heavy smoker, and he would smoke in the house, and so I was always breathing in smoke all the time. And I would get bronchitis. I would get it when I was a kid. I would get it 2 or 3 times a year, or sometimes more. Just chronic bronchitis, just breathing problems. Just, it was really bad. But then when he quit smoking, I didn't have bronchitis again until I started smoking. My lungs are jacked up. I mean, even to this day, when I'm working out, I can feel it like, it's almost like exercise-induced asthma or something. I have a hard time sometimes getting my breath. Because, oh my God, I have had bronchitis so many times in my life, I've lost count. Anyway, so I had been to this family practice, I'm sure, several times with bronchitis. I did not smoke during my pregnancies, I will say that. But after wrote me a prescription for, here's your antibiotic, here's your cough stuff, here's your inhaler. There are your prescriptions. Now go do the right thing. And I had a pack of cigarettes in my purse. It was the only pack I had. And I threw them away, right? I threw them away right there in the trash can in that waiting room. And I never bought another pack. That was it. I didn't have any at home. And now I will tell you, I did use electronic cigarettes, e-cigarettes. And I know a lot of people don't like them. I know there are a lot of people who think they're terrible. Trust me, I heard it all. But those e-cigarettes helped me transition completely away from cigarettes, and I didn't smoke anymore. It helped me deal with the cravings. And over a period of about 3 years, I went from nicotine, juice, they have different strengths of nicotine. I went down to 0 nicotine, and it was just flavored, water vapor. And I know they're not safe. Trust me, I know. I have a relative, hypothetically, who is like a cross between Lynette's Ain't for Lean and Harvest, who would passive-aggressively send me links to articles about the dangers of e-cigarettes. And this person, hypothetically, would say, "Hey, Mary, did you see this? I just thought I'd share," a little winky face. So finally, hypothetically, I might have said to this person, "Well, darling, it's either that or cigarettes. Do you want me to go back to smoking cigarettes? Because that's my choice. I'm not kidding. If I don't have that, I will smoke. That's it." And hypothetically, I am a nice person, and I would not do that to someone. I could have said, "Darling, can we talk about the fact that you are addicted to dark chocolate and wine, and you consume vast quantities of both every day because you think it's healthy? Can we talk about that?" I mean, I wouldn't do that. I really wanted to. Glass houses, okay? But, so, 10 years have gone by, and I still have, I don't have that big box thing where they blow clouds. I'm not a vape lord or anything like that. I can't stand that. They look like dragons or something. They look like that Balrog from Lord of the Rings. No, it's not like that. I have a little, a vape pen from Apollo, and it's in a drawer, and I haven't touched it. I bet the last time I even took a drag off that thing was 3 months ago. Every time I get it out, I have to put a new cartridge on it with fresh juice in it because I never used the thing. I can't believe it's still charged up. But that's it. I don't even use that anymore. But if I have a really strong craving that comes out of nowhere, and that does happen on occasion, I think it happens maybe every 2 or 3 months, they will just come out of nowhere. A super strong craving will hit me. I can grab that thing, that little vape pen. It simulates smoking just enough that it satisfies that craving, and I don't go buy a pack of cigarettes. If it weren't for that, if it were not for electronic cigarettes, I would be smoking. Absolutely. I tried everything during the period of time that I smoked, and I would quit. I would quit for a period of time, but then I would go back to it. I always would go back to it. I would quit just for a bit, but I would always start again. I think it was Mark Twain that said, "Oh yeah, quitting smoking is easy. I've done it hundreds of times." Exactly. Pretty much anything else I can walk away from. I can say no to, but smoking cigarettes, that's my Achilles heel. Wow. But with an e-cigarette, it's just enough. It is just enough to take that edge off. It's close enough for me. But again, I'm not, blowing clouds all over the place. I almost never even touch it. I don't even think about it. I've thought about it a lot today because it's been 10 years and I've been thinking about it. You're like, man, I haven't touched a cigarette in a decade. That is crazy. And I'm here to tell you, if there's something you want to do, if there's a habit you want to break, if there's a goal you want to reach, you can. You can, but I think you have to be ready. I think you have to be ready to start. And you have to be ready to continue. You have to do more than just take that first step. That first step is hard, but you got to keep making steps after that. And if you stumble, you get up and you keep going. Tomorrow's a new day. If you messed up today, you got tomorrow. You're still alive. You can still do it as long as you're breathing. You have another chance, and you can do it. Because God knows if I can quit smoking, anything is possible. Anybody can do anything. I mean, there were periods of time in my life that I thought I would never quit. I thought, this is it. I can't. This addiction has got me. I cannot break this addiction. Because if you've ever been a smoker, you know, oh man, there is nothing better. I'm telling you, I still feel that way. And I don't mean to be morbid, but I've told my kids, I said, if I ever get like a terminal diagnosis, like you have this terminal illness, there's nothing we can do, you're gonna die. I said the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go buy a pack of cigarettes and I'm going to smoke. So if you roll up at my house and I'm standing outside smoking, you know it's not good. But I said, yeah, before I tell you anything, I'm gonna go get a cigarette and I'll probably stand in the parking lot of the convenience store and smoke it right there. Because at that point, what difference does it make? I'm going to at least enjoy a cigarette or two. So yeah, you can do it. God, if I can do it, you can do anything. I'm telling you. But again, I know a lot of people don't like e-cigarettes, but I know I'm not the only one who can say they are the reason I don't smoke. And most people I know that used them to quit smoking, they don't even use that anymore. And I effectively don't. Maybe every 2 or 3 months I might pick it up and take like 2 drags off of it and put it back. That's all I do. I used it a lot initially, but now I hardly use it at all. So, I have not seen that doctor in years. If I ever see her, I'm going to give her a hug. COVID be damned, I'm going to give her a hug and I'm going to shake her hand and I'm going to say thank you for that. I needed that. You verbally kicked my butt right when I needed you to. And I've never had a doctor talk to me like that, and she had never talked to me like that. It happened at the exact right time, right when I needed it. And I am so grateful for it. I am so thankful that she did that. Because it was just enough of a wake-up call to get me to do what I knew I was ready to do. So, hopefully it will add years to my life, and I can be here for my kids, and you guys, and my parents, and everybody here. So, that's about it. It is Labor Day weekend. It's kind of dead around here. I mean, YouTube-wise, like, every time there's a holiday in the USA, my viewership just, which is fine, because I want everybody out having a good time. I want everybody to go out and have a great time. I'm not doing much. I'm not really going anywhere doing anything for Labor Day, so I'm actually working Monday, so it's like a normal day for me. I'm going to a boot camp class bright and early Monday morning, and then I'm working all day. It's Labor Day. I'm going to be laboring. But thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you have a